Guten Tag, mes amis. C'est moi, Dieter. Ich bin Dieter. So you may be wondering, or maybe you may not be wondering, all 6 of my loyal viewers, or is it 500? I lose track. Why you haven't seen any Dieter's videos for about 3 weeks or so. And I'll tell you why, because you can't make this stuff up. Dieter was mugged and viciously attacked on around May 24th, around 8 o'clock at night. And I'll tell you what happened. I'd lost my keys and this nice bracelet that I wore on my wrist. And because Coco pulls, I figured it must be where the dogs spot in the area, right? So I left Coco at home, and I was walking around looking where the neighborhood dogs were going and just looking in the grass, like looking down in the grass. And right across the street from where I live, there's this well-dressed guy, like $200 jeans, and he was a little shorter than me, but he looked like he was about between 25 and 35. Full beard, trimmed, and short hair trimmed, you know, freckles. I got a good look at him. Anyway, I'm looking, because he had a Jack Russell Terrier, a gray Jack Russell Terrier, with an expensive leather leash. So like in the day, we would have called him a douchebag or a yuppie. Right, well, but definitely looked like one of these entitled types, and it could have been, he looked like a guy that worked out a lot. I wouldn't say that he was a cop or a fireman, but he was fit like that. He had that kind of, but obnoxious vibe to him. So anyway, I'm just looking around, and he's about 10 feet away, and I hear this, "Hey, what the fuck is your problem, man? You a fucking crackhead or what?" And I said, "It's none of your goddamn business." I said, "Just fuck off." And then I just walked away from him. And then about a half hour later, I was about 2 blocks away at this park where I take Coco almost every day. And it's called Duran Village Park. And I was looking there again because that's where I was retracing my steps the past couple of days where I'd been with Coco in hopes I'd find my keys, which had my apartment keys and my bicycle lock keys, and also that wrist bracelet. So anyway, I'm looking, and I just hear these steps behind me, like running. And before I could even turn around, this guy comes at me, smacks me in the face, grabs me, throws me down onto the middle of the street, and starts kicking the shit out of me. And I'm yelling for help, just to get him off me. And nobody did a fucking thing. So I'm bleeding. He finally fucked off after he put the boots to me. So I'm bleeding. I was bleeding in the face and in my head. He kicked me in the side of the head about 3 or 4 times. He scratched me. He scratched like my knees. My knees were scraped, and you know, he kicked the shit out of me. Like I was just lucky he missed the vital things. Anyway. There was a hospital 2 blocks away. I walked myself to the hospital, and there were 2 police cars there. I mean, I didn't feel like anything was broken, although my adrenaline was high. So I noticed 2 police cars, and I went into the waiting room, and there was just full of people, and there were no cops, and I knew where the police station was, about 6 blocks away. So I walked to the police station and filled out a report. And they took photographs and all this kind of shit. And so, long story short, I was in the hospital for 3 weeks, and I just got out yesterday. So that's why I haven't posted any videos. And of course, I guess it's just God's way of saying, "Randall, I like your stuff, so I wanted you to get an iPhone 15. So my phone got lost in the melee. And so I had to cancel all my credit cards, go through all that bullshit. And I spent the large part of the day getting everything reactivated. So I will post probably a music video tomorrow. So that's the long and short of it. You can't make this shit up. But even my captive audience, see, just indifference. What's with young people? Like, I mean, what the fuck? Like, who thinks like that? And it's like he goes, and when he attacked me the second time Durand Village, he goes, "This will teach you, you fucking crackhead, to come at me with a knife." I didn't have a knife. I had a silver dog collar in one hand and a piece of apple in the other. And I never said a fucking word to the guy. So, yeah, great on. This is a millennial. And I'm sure he's probably some vegan asshole that thinks his shit doesn't stink. Well, he must live in the neighborhood. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to find this fucker and I'm going to press charges and he's going to fucking do jail time. So that's Dita's story and he's sticking to it. And here's to all you fucking assholes who make assumptions. And yeah, you're a real hero when you attack a 68-year-old man from behind and sucker punch him and then throw him to the curb and put the boots to him for a perceived slight that had fuck all to do with you and wasn't a slight at all. So, fuck you. And I'll show you one of the bruises. There. And my back was about 75% of it was all bruises, and my ribs felt like they were crushed. They took x-rays and everything, but everything came back negative. And my legs are swollen and I can barely bend over. So thanks a lot, you fucking asshole. Anyway, Picasso shall persevere. Wiedersehen, happy plucking, and I hope you don't lose your keys in a neighborhood like Dita's, because you might get a shit kicking for no other reason than some douchebag thinks you're a crackhead because you have long hair and a beard. Hey? Who'da thunk? Yeah. Really well brought up younger generations we have. Really well brought up. Not. Wiedersehen.